Dear Black Girl, they may call you a traitor for falling in love. You'll hope the ones closest will protect you, but you will quickly find out that people don't protect what they don't value. They'll say you're too much, too provocative, too boisterous, too outspoken, and in the same breath tell you that you're not enough, not successful enough, not wholesome enough, maybe not even intelligent enough. They'll say you deserve the backlash and embarrassment. Because of your blackness, you should have known better. They'll even try to tie your value to your net worth. But Black girl, please remember your value lies elsewhere. Your value is deep within your heart, the way you love, the way you give. Your value is in your resilience, your willingness to forgive, the way you protect what means most to you, even if it hurts you along the way, and the way you stand up for what means most to you, even though they may not ever do the same. But Black girl, respectfully, let me stop you there because you don't have to participate in this tumultuous, often one-sided journey. Preserve your heart. Even when they try to quantify your character and test your boundaries, you do not have to engage. You do not have to respond because there is power in your silence. And you can use that same power to silence the noise and the self-doubt. Silence the voices within that want you to give in to this demoralizing and antiquated narrative. Tap into that power. Because I know, girl, the rage of the world is loud. But Black girl, your God is louder, and your tribe is stronger. Your blood runs deeper and is filled with strength, and when you finally find the strength to speak your truth, it is your voice that will help heal. Because Black girl, let me tell you, you're not in this alone. And even though sometimes I too ask, why me? I'm reminded that this isn't just about me. This isn't just my story, a singular experience. My truth, trauma, and vulnerability is a relatable part of the human experience. I know I'm not alone, and I want to make sure that you know you aren't either. On days where I feel most inadequate, I have to remind myself that I am, have been, and will always be more than enough. Look, we love, we hurt, we heal, but always remember that your story is yours to tell. And you never know whose life it may touch because there is so much power in community and connection. So, dear Black girl, when the world gets dark and times get hard, when you feel like your back is against the wall and your hands are tied like nobody knows or understands what it takes to be you, remember that you are a part of something like therapy, prayer, and community to help you make it through. But most importantly, I want you to remember that you are loved, you are valued, you are allowed to take up space, you deserve protection, and your feelings, they matter too. Solely because you're a Black girl. Sincerely, a Black girl.
You know, it's true. What they say. The cope is that real and shit. The cope is that real and whatnot. And I have no fucks to give. But hey, I need to post some content and shit. So, I guess we in garbage time. All right. This is Kayla Nicole, and she's making this cryptid post after supposedly finding out that her former boyfriend is probably gonna marry Taylor Swift. Okay, probably gonna marry her. Or married, I don't know. I don't follow this shit. I don't follow professional sports on a regular anymore, and I definitely don't follow Taylor Swift and shit. I have a stilted opinion of her and shit that is irrelevant to this platform and shit. But Kayla Nicole now. I remember that she played herself. Okay, she played herself by talking about her relationship, the particulars of her relationship with the Travis Kelce and shit, and the fact that he went 50-50 with her and shit, and people were laughing, and she made herself a laughing stock and shit. And I don't know, I don't really follow her on Instagram or nothing. I see her ass from time to time and shit, And I don't see her with a guy or anything. I just see her sitting up on various podcasts and being extremely salty, you know, being extremely salty and everything. I don't think that Travis's family probably accepted her the way she would have liked and shit. That maybe she feels betrayed because he went back to a white woman and shit. Maybe she has that expectation of ownership that, they usually apply to black men. Yeah, I don't feel a certain way, but I just irritated with the incessant. I want to tell you, sisters, how you sound. We don't like to hear this incessant psychobabble. I really want to get this. I really want to get this point out. Every time that I or any rational human being, especially a biological male, hears this shit, we know that you guys are on some shit. Okay, on some bullshit. All right. We are tired. Can you guys find some other narrative? I'm tired of hearing the psychology degree when you explain your level of cope and not getting something that you want, that you think you're entitled to and shit, okay? He is not put on this planet, right? This white man or any other fucking man is not put on this planet to cater to your every whim and need and shit. That's not what relationships are, okay? You want to be a sugar baby, right? And you need to be honest with yourself that the only reason you're pissed off and butthurt is because his status as a white man, an elite 1% white man in your world and shit, and the fact that he went white and shit after going black and shit is making you butthurt. Okay, beyond salty. Okay, I'm tired. Put away your fake Cracker Jack box psychology degree and shit. And stop this bullshit. Stop telling other women your bullshit. Why don't you admit how you feel that you're hurt? That you put so much skin in this the con game, the female finesse, and ultimately what you really want to do, you wanted to invade his life and shit and run away like a pirate and take all the shit. Okay, you want to do that. You all want to do that because you believe it's. I don't want to call it the boss girl syndrome. I want to call it the whole just being a hooker, okay? Not being a hooker, but we don't say that you're a hooker, okay? You want to steal his tangibles, so you want to probably have a mixed baby with them and shit. Get your status up and shit because I guess you're mixed or light skinned or something and shit. You want to just be boule as fuck, you want to engineer your own boule status and shit, get it up. And he threw a wrench in the narrative and shit. He got everything you have to offer. He got every crack in your body. All right? And for 50-50 or less. Didn't pay for shit. She said he didn't pay for shit. And she accepted that. She's some kind of influencer and a beautiful woman and shit. Exotical. I ain't gonna lie. She's attractive and shit. But when she has to refrain or retort that, do I look like I go 50-50? Like, yeah, you do. For a white man, yeah. You're going to go 50-50s. You out there with those two cones, those two cones they use to bring in planes when they land. And she out there with that shit in front of laying up in the bed with her legs cocked up and shit, Come on. I need to get my status up and shit. It's not about being race loyal or anything and shit. I'm the last person that's going to tell you that and shit, considering my own personal experiences growing up in this Petri dish with a Tupperware lid on it. And yes, some things I do say over and over again because I want to drive the point home. I say it with the same temerity that the other people on the other side, the antagonists in our fucking ethnic community, supposedly or not, use every day to try to socially engineer more men and males into this bullshit. Okay, into being a small cog in a big, dysfunctional, already broken machine. All right, over here we tell black men to say themselves for a reason and shit. The cope that we're hearing, the cope that I'm hearing, the sad cope that I'm hearing, reinforces everything that I say in my videos. Okay, it's not about hating on you. Okay, it's not about race loyalty and any of that bullshit and whatnot. It's about why don't you be honest and shit and stop fucking up other people's lives with your rhetoric and shit. And by the way, next time you want to post one of these inspirational videos, I suppose, for misandrous hookers, prostitutes, right? You should put some kind of meaningful sad music on it. You can get some of that shit. It's free, it's license free on YouTube. All right, it's just silly. You're a silly woman. You're so defeated. If you were my daughter, I'd be so ashamed of you. I'm 56, by the way. If you were my daughter, I would be ashamed of what I heard coming out of your fucking mouth, and I would call you to. I would call you home to and have you sit down in front of me, and I would play this video and tell you not to say nothing. Then when it's over, I would tell you how bad you made the rest of the family look. That they produced an exotic, you know, rarely, beautiful, rare gem in certain urban circles and shit. I would tell you how ashamed I am that you put us in the bargain bin, genetically speaking and shit, with your talk game, which is trash. Okay, you want a white man that bad? You can go get you any fucking white man. Okay, we don't see you with any white man. Okay, we don't see you parading any dudes around. I mean, I know don't personally see it and shit because I don't follow you like that. Maybe she has a parade of guys on there. I don't want to see any black men on there because anybody that's with her is a fucking coon. They're a cuck ass nigga and shit. Okay, yes, I said that word because man, look how she sells herself short. Because she couldn't get one white dude. She's obsessed with this white dude. She don't have no kids with him or nothing. She act like his baby's mama and shit. And just let him go. Let him go be with Taylor Swift. I'm pretty sure he signed up pre and post up or whatever in a non-disclosure several before dealing with her. Right? She's a billionaire. What do you have to offer? You think your vagina matches up to a billionaire's worth and shit and a white girl with blue eyes and blonde hair? You crazy and shit, okay? I don't want to shit on what you think your self-worth is and shit, but I want to tell you that, you discounting yourself just make shits on everybody else. Okay? And, please don't claim to be a part of the black community and shit. Stay mixed or do that Tiger Woods thing and say you're some kind of Camp Asian or something, but don't claim black people and shit. We have enough fuckheads over here. All right? Stop this psychobabble. I want to see your degree. Can you post any kind of social media poster where you're holding up your degree in psychology or anything else and shit, okay? Just post something and shit. Just stop it, okay? Other than that, like I do the whole LeBron thing, the chick told the LeBron her shut up and dribble. Now I tell you to shut up and twerk, okay? All right, I'm tired. Just stop it. You make yourself weak. You bring your brand down and shit, continuously talking about this motherfucker. It's different than when men do it and shit. When men continuously kvetch about having a bad treatment in a relationship because they really got fleeced up their ass. You got fleeced up your ass, but you can still go get another guy if you don't want to get the guy. Okay, you can get somebody with some money and shit to pay for your fucking ass, but you don't want that guy. You want somebody that's you want Travis back, or you want somebody that's bigger than him monetarily and clout, so you can clout surf on that bitch. Okay. Right? You mad, you stuffy as hell. You don't seem to have no personality. The only thing I can see is what you look like and that your arm candy and shit. Your visual candy and shit. Right? You're an attractive woman and everything. You probably look good with no clothes on and everything, but your talk game is trash and you're sad and pathetic. And, I don't know. Right? What is your worth? Do we know our worth, people? Do we know her worth? I know that she discounts her own self, and that makes her weak as shit. I'm using the same skewed, misandric, monkey benching logic that you guys use on us and shit, okay? Alright? The cope is real, and sad and shit, and pathetic. And you need to get over yourself and shit, because it's all about your ego, nothing else and shit. You would love to get Travis to leave Taylor Swift and her billions of dollars and come running back to you, and then you would lay up in the cut and wait for the opportune moment to bounce out to some other white dude with stats and shit and everything. It's not gonna happen. That's a fantasy in your head, like your, verbal psychology degree and shit. Stop talking all this motivational shit. You're a young woman and shit, but you talk like you're post-wall and shit, and following the talkings and teachings of Tracy Ellis Ross is it's a some cost fallacy and shit. Alright? You discounted yourself. Okay? You discount yourself. Just, I don't know. Why don't you, go to the store, go to Whole Foods or something, and get the biggest tub of ice cream you can find and a bottle of wine, drive over to Animal Shelter and get a small purse dog and shit, and then get in your motherfucking bed, close or not, and put that tub of ice cream between your motherfucking legs with a big ass scoop in that bitch and start eating that shit up while holding your dog and trauma crying and shit, and tell you get it out. Just shit it out and move on with your motherfucking life, bitch. Okay, we tired of it. I'm not tired of looking at you visually speaking and shit. You have nothing to offer intellectually or spiritually, only visually and shit. So what can I do but look at you like I'm looking at a magazine and shit? I just know, when I'm seeing you, there's no staple in your belly. All right. Now, I am a misogynist anarchist, okay? I want to preface that case that a lot of you have never heard any of my content shit, okay? And I do this based on my own personal life experience and the fact that my entire family and bloodline was destroyed by behavior like this. The feminine people, the vagina people and shit, inversion of what misandrists call us. They call us penis people and shit at best. And then the version of that is vagina people and shit. Their self-worth is tied up in all the baubles and things they have, but not who they actually are, nor do they know, and thus they are not suitable wife material.
The Black Patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.